Hey AYL fans, I'm Kevin Mortensen.
And I'm Gina Mortensen.
I'm Anna.
This is Hannah and Shelby's in the Jeep, and we decided today we wanted to get out and do something a little bit different.
Different? We just wanted to get out.
Just get out of the house. So we're probably like you guys. So we grabbed the AYL Jeep, but I called Kevin Christensen at San Pete County and I said, Kevin, I want to do something a little bit different. I want to see something that I personally have never seen before. And he pointed me to this trail, which starts in the beautiful little town of Wales. What'd you think of that?
It's a very small town, and we have the sand pitch behind us, and I've never been on it. Of course, if I have, it was when I was young and don't remember.
Yeah, your mom probably drug you up here a few times. She had you all over the whole state. You know, there's still some snow up over the top. I've heard that the trail, though, what we're going on is really good. I've seen a lot of riders out here.
There actually have been quite a few riders out here. We saw 2 groups, and one looked like it was under 20. The other one looked like only 2.
Yeah, so everybody's social distancing, everybody's following the rules, but I'll bet total we've seen 100 people already head up there, and they've even seen an Alaska license plate. So we're going to add a couple of Utah license plates, and we're going to go explore this. And we're going to take you guys along with us. If you want to get out today and you want to come see this, this is a great day ride. So you're tired of sitting indoors, you're anxious, you're getting a little bit of cabin fever. Well, you know what? Now we got something for you to do today.
Grab your drinks, grab your kids and family, and let's go.
Yeah, this trail is great because it connects 2 different towns. You can go from Wells over into Levan, and then it's got a lot of interesting rock formations and things, and you got a nice little stream along the way here that's just kind of a neat little place to go and get away, and it's kind of close to home if you live along the Wasatch Front. My family has a cabin down here in San Pete County, and so we always got to see these cars going over this pass every time that we were down here, so we just kind of got to use it. And then I hunted deer up in here a couple of times, and so just kind of been one of those places where I've always been around. So there's rock climbing, there's hiking, there's fishing, there's deer hunting. In fact, I think the turkey hunt's going on right now. There's all kinds of stuff you can do up here just to get away. And it's a good little day trip for most people. You can really take any kind of vehicle up over these trails. It's really open to everything. The road that we were on today, a lot of it you can do in a car, so you don't have to have anything special to come do it. Just need to get out and come and experience it. There's quite a bit of extra trails and stuff you can get off on or up here. You can go up towards Maple Canyon, you can go up towards Log Hollow on the north end. There's not any like real technical stuff, but there's pretty much anything from novice to intermediate up here.
Well, here we are at the halfway point, and it has been fun so far. It hasn't been too technical, so anyone can do this. Kevin's been doing it. He's been okay.
Yeah, we've had the old Jeep on it, and look, if you're sitting at home and you're thinking, I'm going to go do that trail, if you've got a fairly off-road capable vehicle, you can make this.
You can make it just fine, and the trails are a little steep, so I'm thinking hiking, but it looks beautiful out here, and the valleys and the views are gorgeous. You're going to want to bring your camera.
You know, there's a couple places as you came up the mountain where you could use as staging areas. So if you had a truck and a small trailer and you didn't want to park at the bottom of the hill, you could come up here. And there's a lot of 50-inch trails that kind of take off. So really, you can come up on this and spend a whole day just exploring. For us, though, we're at the top. I guess we've got to go a little bit higher. Then we're going to drop down into Levan, get something to eat, stop along the way and check out some of the sights. And while we do that, you guys are going to see this week's Where To.
Looking for a chance to get away to a place with plenty of space for social distancing? Then head to Garfield County and Grand Staircase Escalante National Monument for your chance to self-isolate outside. The monument has an extreme variety of activities, from hiking, camping, and now miles of off-road trail. That's right. The new management plan for the monument has made roads once only accessible to highway and maintenance vehicles now approved for your off-highway vehicles. And with all that road comes so much to see and do.
Well, it's a wonderful experience. Like most of the what locals call the desert, there's a wide variety. We've gone places through slick rock where there's steep cliffs. Some are tan, some are yellow, some are reddish.
Brian also mentions more fantastic geological diversity, including sand dunes, clay, and patches of Moki marbles, a very unique feature. It also has the hoodoos of Devil's Garden, and even what looked to be some Moki steps carved into a rock wall, all packed in with some exciting activities.
There's areas for repelling and for lighter hiking, less technical hiking, but still there's some slot canyons. There's just about any kind of rural experience that you could want.
Grand Staircase is enormous, with plenty of open space to explore to the heart's content. With as much land as there is out there, there may be a feeling that it's too isolated, but there are plenty of towns along scenic Byway 12 to stop in and get ready for the trail ahead.
It's a place that you can be relatively close to civilization. If you're somebody that's just on a day trip to come, and maybe you're in an ATV side by side, or you have a four-wheel drive pickup and you just want to come for a ride, you can still do that.
So whether it's your first time out to Grand Staircase or your 10th, it's well worth the trip with something new to explore around every corner.
I've been all over the state of Utah, a lot of different places, and I'm disappointed that I haven't been here. There's actually, you could come in town and spend a week or a month or whatever and never run out of places to go out and explore.
My husband grew up here, and maybe a week ago we hit a road that we haven't ever been on before. So that's kind of a shock when we find a road that he hasn't been on. But we took that road and just drove for 2 hours. The kids, they loved it, and it's something that we haven't done.
And if you're looking for lodging when you visit, consider the Canyon Country Lodge to fit any and all of your off-road riding needs.
We are the perfect place to house them because we've got a lot of places a lot of parking to put their trucks and their trailers that they can leave, and it's safe here so they can go out during the day. And then there are so many things that a lot of our guests don't know exist around here. And so it's really fun to give them kind of a back road and to let them see the hidden gem that we do have.
So when it's time to ride again, put Grand Staircase, Escalante, and Garfield County at the top of your itinerary and go visit all the enamoring locations and countless places to get out on the trail. For At Your Leisure, I'm Nick Chase.
From sunrise to sunset, the new Honda Talon 1000s offer performance and fun for up to 4 passengers. Make that sunrise to sunrise. This is the side-by-side your family has been waiting for. More proof than ever that life is better side by side.
Life's busy. The family is all headed in different directions. Work, school, sports. How do you pull everyone together? Stedman's Recreation can help you explore the outdoors and create memories to last a lifetime. Stedman's Recreation has Utah's largest selection of recreational vehicles. Side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, street bikes, electric bikes, trailers, and accessories. Yamaha, Honda, Polaris, and Beta. Plus, Stedman's has a full service department of Honda power equipment.
Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. You may think it's 300 miles out here, but remember, it's only 30 miles back.
Discover new horizons in Millard County. Stand at the edge of the earth on Notch Peak, the second highest sheer cliff in North America. Explore the vast expanses of the Pavant Mountains with an off-road adventure on the Paiute Trail. Take a step back in history with a visit to the Territorial State House in Fillmore. Or try your hand at archaeology, digging for prehistoric fossils. Millard County, the heart of your Great Basin adventures.
This week's What's New segment is brought to you by Tunex. Your off-road vehicle may be your daily driver as well. We take care of it, so it takes care of you.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. It's What's New time. The product we're looking at today is the Polaris Pro XP RZR. And with me today is Tyson Curtis. Tell me a little bit about the project to rebuild this machine.
Polaris started from the ground up on this, so there's nothing that carried over from the standard RZR XP. This is a whole new machine, new beast, turbocharged, 181 horsepower, and dynamic suspension. Between the motor and the technology in this machine, it'll make you look good. Any novelist driver looks like a pro. Maybe that's why they call it the RZR Pro.
And there are a lot of features that are so automatic. We just have to kind of show you some of that. So let's take a look at some of the things that make the XP Pro very pro. First off, it's just plain hot looking machine, okay? It's mean, it's aggressive, but I want to show you this. You got a really nice beefy looking spring over shock right here, and you've got this big Fox valve on it. But notice right up here at the top, there's no adjustment. Well, that's part of the dynamic suspension. Now, take a look in here. This is really cool. Look at these seats. This comes stock with a 6-point harness system in it. Okay, no big deal, tilt steering wheel. You can pull it out, pull it back in, lock it, and set it wherever you want it to be. That is a really cool feature. Now, the ride command on this is different than the standard ride command. From here, in this position, you can adjust the ride that you've got, okay? So you can start with a firm ride, you can go to a sport ride that is a little bit more for the twists and turns, or for the most part, you can also go to a comfort ride, which gives you that kind of like bump sucking type mode where it smooths out all the rough obstacles you see. You'll probably spend a lot of time there. But then there's one other thing that's on it. See this little red innocuous looking emergency button here? No, it's not an ejector seat. It instantly stiffens the entire suspension and it gives you that extra tension you need to take those big bumps. All right, another thing I've never seen before, brand new, and this is super cool. You can remove this seat right here, creating all this extra space, toss the bottom part of the seat forward. Now you've just created cargo space for your camping gear, for your picnic gear. That is just a really cool feature to let you customize the space you use. Anyway, 180 horsepower is waiting. It's time for us to go see how much fun this machine is. I don't know how to put this, but sometimes new features come out and they're just hype. But while I was out there riding it, I had a chance to test the suspension, and you could instantly feel the difference.
Couldn't be more comfortable, couldn't be more powerful, has every feature you could ever want.
However, that 6-point harness, while I felt really secure, it was a little hard to get adjusted.
Fair enough, safety comes at a cost, right?
That's exactly right. If somebody wants to take a look at this machine, how do they do it?
You know what, they can just turn up at the dealership or give us a call in advance so we can have it fueled up and clean and ready for you. It's a good machine. You test drive it. You may be taking it home.
Yep, that's true. Well, that's it for our What's New this week. We'll be right back with more at your leisure in just a minute.
Spring is the time to race with the sun and reach for the stars. Be unstoppable with instant traction from the industry's fastest engaging all-wheel drive and the off-road's most advanced intelligent suspension. It automatically adjusts to soak up the bumps, flatten the corners, and cushion the landings. Polaris. Think outside.
and we will see you next week on The County Seat.
Well, welcome back to At Your Leisure. Look at that rock. That conglomerate rock is one of the things that makes this canyon different and a little bit famous.
This canyon, Maple Canyon, right behind us. One of the premier places to go climbing if you like sport climbing.
You know, a lot of people don't know in Utah that Maple Canyon, which is just over the hill from us here, is one of the top 10 mountain climbing destinations in the world.
I didn't know because I'm afraid of heights. I know a couple of people who like to climb rocks for fun, but...
You know, it's different because you see guys hanging all over the sandstone, but this is different. They've got the handholds. Our cameraman was telling us, because he's a avid rock climber, how beautiful this looks, and he's just anxious to get up there and start climbing. But you know, if you want to come out here and just watch people rock climb, this is the place to do it.
Haven't seen any yet, so let's talk about these little offshoots, these trails that you see as you're driving along the road.
So I'm definitely coming back here, but I'm bringing a smaller machine. As we've come up over the hill and we've dropped down into Levan, we're on the Levan side now, and I think it's the prettier side. There are all these little 50-inch trails, and if you look back up in here, where does it go? I'm one of those what's over the next hill kind of guys. And you can't see it on camera, but just outside of the frame there is a bed of wildflowers. Can you imagine sitting down in that and just having dinner or having a lunch?
With my allergy pills.
Yeah, get your Claritin. Let's go talk to a couple other guys on this ride and see how they're enjoying it.
Man, what a beautiful ride. I've never been here. I mean, I've been riding a lot of places in the state, but I just have never made it to this area, and it's absolutely beautiful. There's a lot of side roads that I want to come back and explore.
I got a lot of miles built up on my four-wheeler because I like to ride at least once or twice every week. And then I go and do big excursions where I'll be gone for a week or so and just go ride everything. And my big thing is just exploring. I don't really like to ride a lot of the same trails over and over. I just like to get out and go and see some new country. So,
from top to bottom, from one town to the other, I mean, you see so much. It's from Quakies to pines to some really strange rock formations to now we're in the beautiful green, lush growth with a river running behind us.
It's something that you can do hardcore like me, or it's just something you can go do, you know, every once in a while. But as long as that ATV is just sitting in your garage, you know, you've got a good way to go spend an afternoon if that's what you want to do.
You know, what a nice trip down on this side of the Levan side. Is really green.
It's been very nice. And there's more than one way to enjoy this canyon, which is nice because not everybody likes to do the same thing.
So we've come up on some campgrounds and we decided to stop and check them out, and they've got toilets and barbecues and fire pits, and you could actually come up here and go camping.
Yeah, there's a lot of wilderness camping that I saw when we were driving up and down the canyon. So if you don't want a campsite like this, there's primitive camping anywhere.
You know, when you say primitive camping, still there's toilets, we've got picnic tables, we've got fire pits, and we've got barbecuers. So if you wanted to come up from the Levan side and actually park your outfit here and maybe spend the night, you can run to the Wales side. Straight over is what, half hour, 45 minutes? Unless you get sidetracked like us and it takes 2 hours because you want to know what's up that trail and what's up that trail and what's up every other trail.
Well, this canyon's beautiful and lots of people use it for a lot of different reasons. So you don't have to just like one thing to want to come to this canyon. It's
so true.
Wonderful.
And I want to go see more of it. So while we do that, we're going to send you guys off to this week's Along the Way, sponsored by Rocky Mountain ATV.
I'm Reese Stein, at your leisure.
And I'm Mary Ann Stein, along the way down under in New Zealand.
A tiny country with great scenery and beautiful hot spots.
Really hot spots.
Back in January, before this corona craziness shut the world down, we joined 13 Americans hopscotching New Zealand's spectacular islands from top to bottom. And because Yellowstone is my favorite place in the world, we couldn't wait to land at Orokai-Koroko, the Kiwi Yellowstone.
This happens to be a place that is tectonically active.
One of our group, Bruce Schellenbaum of Alaska, is an earth scientist.
So the magma is very close to the surface. So when the groundwater hits the magma, it turns to steam and the pressure builds and it tries to escape. And so it comes up through the weak spots in the earth.
Orokai-Koroko is New Zealand's largest geyser basin and likely its best. 20 million gallons of mineral-enriched water spill from the faults in its crust. Water reaching 120 degrees is ideal for growing black, green, and yellow algae, which paint the surface with an astounding kaleidoscope of vibrant colors. Maybe the most stunning feature here, the Map of Africa, is a pitch-black pool surrounded by brilliant orange algae covering 750 square feet, contrasting with the sapphire blue pools on the Artist Palette atop the Te Kapua Terrace, placid-looking but full of a brew of toxic alkali chlorides. The geysers here are not faithful, so we were shocked and delighted when one decided to geyse just as I got the camera set up. The basin boasts as many as 35 geysers, but that's only a third of what was once here. Before New Zealand got an environmental ethic, they dammed the nation's longest river running alongside the basin, drowning 200 hot springs and 70 geysers, including 2 of the world's largest, one in fact equal to the tallest in Yellowstone.
Well, we were fortunate today to see the geysers that they have in New Zealand. Similar to the ones that we have at Yellowstone, they had absolutely beautiful colors.
And yes, Orokai-Koroko, like Yellowstone, even has mud pots. But this area does lack at least one certain Yellowstone-y aura.
I'm pleased that it doesn't smell like sulfur, like eggs. That was a plus.
Orokai-Koroko has one feature found in only one other thermal basin in the world, a cave. This one fur-lined and dropping 70 feet to a clear, warm, acid pool at its bottom. It may have been formed when steam exploded under volcanic tuff laid down 100,000 years ago. The mile-long loop trail covers an area about the size of any one of Yellowstone's many basins, relatively small, but full of color and action.
The geysers were inexplicably delightful. They were bubbly, they were colorful, the streams flowing through them were noisy, so it was a great day at the geysers.
Travel to New Zealand is impractical during this virus outbreak, but when it reopens, the colorful hot springs should be a must-see priority on any travel agenda. Reese Stein at your leisure along the way in New Zealand.
Eagles Landing proudly supports our service members and honors our veterans. Everywhere we are, every day of the year. Join us in our salute to those who serve.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
I promised my son that if he got straight A's, the two of us would take a guy's trip. We were riding on the Lincoln Loop Trail outside Minersville, Utah. There was so much to explore, and the trail just kept climbing higher, right to the very top of a mountain called Jack's Peak. We just stood for a while, taking in the whole world below. On the way back to camp, my son turned to me and said, "I love you, Dad." Then suddenly it hit me. This wasn't just another camping trip.
Outdoors is the healthiest place to be during our current health situation, but only when we practice responsible recreation while getting away. When exploring Utah, do the following. Limit gatherings to 10 people or less and keep at least 6 feet apart. Sanitize hard surfaces before and after you touch them. Send a single person into shopping locations, and when making purchases, use credit cards rather than cash. Most important, if you don't feel normal, don't go. Stay safe and have fun out there.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure.
Yeah, we've made it to Levan on the other side of the mountain.
Chocolate.
So one of the appeals of this ride is if you start in Wales, you come up the switchbacks out of Wales, then you kind of hit the high mountain area, you catch the creeks, the wildflowers and all that kind of stuff, and then you drop down into Levan and you go have lunch.
Yes.
And I think that's what
With
we're going to
dessert.
That's right.
And while we do that, let's find out who this week's sticker winner is.
This week's contest winner is our friend Nate Harris, who is a huge fan of the show and was spotted sporting his AYL sticker at the RV show back in February.
Congratulations, Nate. It looks like you're the lucky winner of a night's stay in their camping cabins and a half-day UTV rental at Lizzie and Charlie's RV and ATV park.
Once it's safe, Nate, we can't wait to get you out on the trail. So stay tuned because more great trail rides are coming your way.
Speaking of great trail rides, let's check out our Trail of the Week.
That's a great idea. This week's Trail of the Week is the Hook and Ladder Trails, which are in San Juan County, approximately 30.5 miles south of Moab and 23.5 miles north of Blanding.
To find out more information, see virtual maps, and of course look at 360 street views of this trail system or any of the trails that have been completed on the Trail 360 project, visit outsiders.zone.
There you can get all the details and take a virtual ride for each of the available trails, as well as sign up to be notified when new trails are posted. Now let's take a look at next week's show.
Next week, Chad and Rhea join a group of corporate executives from Eagles Landing on a side-by-side retreat as they take a trip back in time to discover some colorful and interesting history about the West Desert of Utah.
Then, Reese Stein is showing off a great state park that is small in size, but makes up for it with huge historical significance. And finally, we're taking a look at reciprocity and the changes in non-resident OHV permits. Find out how the change might affect how you recreate and also learn about some of the great benefits.
Next week's show looks awesome.
Yeah.
Super awesome.
Super awesome. Don't miss it. Listen, we had a great ride today. You guys have fun?
Yeah.
Are you ready to eat?
Yes.
Okay, we're in the parking lot of Country Junction. We've made it down to Levan. They got a little hamburger shop in there. You can go in right now, you can order, and they'll bring it out to you. So we're gonna go get some food. There's adventure around every bend.
You just have to get out there and find it yourself.
At your
leisure.
leisure.